everyone. Thank you so much for joining Presley Mania today. My name is Rhonda. We are going to continue going over these court documents that we have where Brigitte Kruse, Kevin Fialco, and the companies they formed with Priscilla Presley, they are suing Priscilla Presley and Kaya Morgan along. They have 10 undisclosed does that are also referenced in here. We don't know who they are. Time will tell if all that comes to fruition. So we're going to continue. We went through a lot of it last week in depth. I had wanted to get this video out sooner, but we had lots of doctor things to do, and so I couldn't get to it. So I really wanted to have 2 videos out for you guys this week, where I also went over the documents going over Elvis's deposition from his divorce with Priscilla, and I promise y'all that is coming, along with, I have spoken with Sandy Miller, and she is going to be on the show really soon. So we got a lot of good things coming. I've just got to find time to start doing some more of the videos. So we're going to jump right into some of the places we left off. What we didn't go over, we went over some of the exhibits last week, but not all of them. And there's so much to this. Brigitte is claiming that Priscilla has breached her contracts. We've kind of gone through all of that they had set up all of these companies to help her. All of the back stuff that we went over last week is kind of just painting, I feel like, a picture of consistency with how Priscilla has dealt with things. I think they're trying to show a pattern of, okay, she's done this before, she's done that before, she's doing it again with us, this is this, and this is that. Maybe hoping that it will also help with the elder abuse case that Priscilla has filed against Brigitte and Kevin. Because it is, even when Priscilla was young, she had the same MO. It has always been, oh, but I didn't know, or oh, I don't remember, or I have no idea. When in fact, when we get into Elvis's deposition, you'll see that she really did know. And according to, like when we went through the deal with the lawsuit against Raleigh, there was more of it. It's consistent. And I think that's what they're trying to show here, is a pattern. Now, until we get Priscilla's answer to these, which to my knowledge, nothing has been filed yet. We don't have a response to these allegations. When we get those, we're going to go over them. And then we will be able to see and compare if everything that is being claimed by Brigitte and Kevin Fialco, how it compares to what Priscilla's story is. And then, maybe we'll have a better idea of where to navigate, and give us some type of middle ground maybe, or somehow we can maybe discern what's true and what's not true. But according to what Bridget is claiming, and always remember right now, this show, these are their claims against Priscilla. So, and I will tell you one more time, I do not have Priscilla's response yet. And when I get it, we're going to go over it. Okay, so let's start with some of the footnotes that were listed in this complaint against Priscilla. And these were in the summary of the case, because it lists a lot of the exhibits in here and gives you a little bit of a backstory. And I find it really telling. So Brigitte is saying that Priscilla approached them in 2021 and basically told them that she she needs their help financially. It is mentioned on the summary of facts, summary of the case, and it was item number 23, and it says that she owed $700,000 in debt to the IRS, and she was broke. She had no money. She needed help. So she approaches Brigitte and Kevin and asks for help. And so it looks like that they indeed helped her. I have copies of wire transfers, and it looks like between November 29th of 2021 and September 6th of 2022, and they're saying this is a mere example. It says it's showing that they, Brigitte and Kevin, paid to Priscilla $384,677.72. Not only did they pay her that amount of money, they also paid $500,000 to ABG, which is Joel Weinschenker's company. And this is where the confusion is coming in a little bit for me. And but Brigitte wired ABG, and I have a copy of the wire here. And it says wire to ABG, and the amount is $225,000. I'm sure you guys are not going to be able to see that, but and she wired them that amount of money. And why, you ask? And I'm asking the same thing, but it has something to do, I believe, with the name, image, and likeness. Because remember when they formed, Brigitte and Kevin formed these companies with Priscilla, they had no idea that back in, I believe it was 2005. Let's see, is that correct? I believe it is. I may be off on that date a little bit. She had previously sold that. She had sold the name, image, and likeness. For how much money? $6.5 million. How can you forget a dollar amount that is that big? And yet it's all gone. The money is all gone, according to Brigitte. So let's read what it says on page 20. It says, so by then, they set up the operating agreements. A little backstory here. They set up the operating agreements for these companies to help Priscilla on January 8th of 2023. We all know what happened on January 12th. Lisa passed away. So Priscilla has signed these agreements to try to get her, right side up financially again. But in the meantime, what happens? The suit is filed. Lisa passes on January 12th, and they file a suit 2 weeks later about Lisa's irrevocable trust, where she had named Riley and Benjamin as trustees. We're going to get into that too, because it is a deep, dark hole. So page 20, back to that, it says, shortly after signing the operating agreements for PPP and its sub-licenses, Priscilla asked the other members, Kruse and Fialco, to help her resolve a dispute with Riley Keough, Presley's granddaughter, and the Promenade Trust, which is part of that suit I alluded to earlier. Priscilla also asked Kruse and Fialco to assist her with a threatened suit from ABG. I wonder what that could be about. Which threatened to sue Priscilla for breach of their prior NIL agreement. The dispute with Riley Keough and the Promenade Trust was consuming all of Priscilla's time and attention, while the lawsuit with ABG threatened the company's ability to exploit Priscilla's name, image, and likeness. So they find out now that Priscilla's already sold those rights, and they can't do these companies with Priscilla Presley. They have to do them under Scylla or Priscilla, because Priscilla Presley rights are done. So I'm wondering then if this money that is referenced, this $500,000 that is referenced here, that was paid to ABG, was a way to settle that suit, if that's what that money was for. It appears that way to me, and like I said, this is a total guess on my part. Brigitte also claims that in this footnote, she said that Kruse and Fialco made additional investments into Priscilla, and Fialco came up with the idea for Priscilla to write "Softly as I Leave You" life after Elvis, now set to publish on September 3rd, 2025. Plaintiffs have now been forced to send cease and desist letters since Presley is exploiting her NIL without including plaintiffs in direct violation of her agreements. Okay. In line with Priscilla's attempt to live off the Presley name, she directed Plaintiff Kruse to secure the domain name www.thequeenofrockandroll.com. Well, you remember there is a claim in here that says that after Lisa passed away and she won the suit with Raleigh, I want to find it so I can read it exactly word for word. I know we read it last time. Let's see here. Anyway, she said, "I am now the queen." So she wanted them to secure that domain name. Well, here is the order for it. It's part of the exhibit. It's an order for it. The Queen of Rock and Roll. Let's see what it says here. Yep, here it says it. It says it right here. The queenofrockandroll.com, and it shows that they secured it. They secured that name. You know, Brigitte's claiming it was Priscilla's idea. I guess we'll see what Priscilla says in her response, but I'm sorry, I think that's bad form. I think that is bad form. The Queen of Rock and Roll. Priscilla and Elvis divorced. She was no longer part of that king and queen fairy tale that she has so dreamed up. It was done. It was over. Yet, according to this paperwork that Brigitte has filed, it makes it appear as if she still looked at herself as Elvis's wife, that they didn't divorce. I mean, it's sickening. And I have to say this, her actions and the way she has done things, and after Elvis left in 1977, and she set herself up and did all the trust stuff and all of that, it's like she did want to be the face of Graceland. That she, has labeled herself as protecting Elvis's legacy and all of that. Elvis's legacy speaks for itself. He didn't need Priscilla to do that for him. He doesn't. He had his daughter, Lisa. Lisa was the one Graceland was left to. Let's not ever forget that. He left it to her. She put her mom in charge of her trust, along with Barry Siegel. There was a huge lawsuit about that because Lisa felt like they had misappropriated her funds. We're going to get more into that here in a minute. Okay. Also, in some of the footnotes, Brigitte says that Priscilla directed Plaintiff Kruse to write all of Priscilla's statements for social media and demanded that Kruse write and prepare the statement announcing Lisa's passing. I have those here too. And so this is before Lisa even passed away. Where are they? What are the exhibit numbers? I'm so sorry, y'all. I am. Okay. So this is from Brigitte to Priscilla, and you can tell it's a text message. So it's got Priscilla's name up here, and it says, this is Brigitte, what Brigitte has written. And this was when they found out she was rushed to the hospital. It says, my beloved daughter, Lisa Marie, was rushed to the hospital. She is now receiving the best care. Please keep her and our family in your prayers. We feel the prayers from around the world and ask for privacy during this time. Well, I remember when that came out and it said, this is Priscilla's statement. I remember that vividly. And Priscilla just simply answered, okay, that was fine with her. And Brigitte goes on to tell her, says, I'll take care of it and let Carolyn know, and I'm booking a flight out. See you soon. I'm coming. Peppy. I think that's what she calls her, Peppy. And it says, then Priscilla responded, please post that on my social ASAP. And she said, I will. And Brigitte went on to say, I will add a beautiful photo of you and her from the Golden Globes as well. The Golden Globes that we know that Lisa Marie did not want to attend with her mom. So, Barb Ivy apparently also messaged Brigitte and I guess let her know that Lisa had passed. And so Brigitte said that she already had it ready in the event. And this is exactly what we saw in social media. This is exactly what was put out by everybody. And it's here. Brigitte wrote it. It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter Lisa Marie has left us. She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known. We ask for privacy as we try to deal with this profound loss. Thank you for the love and prayers. At this time, there will be no further comment. So anyway, Barb wrote back and said that's perfect, and Brigitte asked does she approve of what she had written, and she said yes. Just simple and short to the point. And you can understand if Priscilla was grieving and upset and sad, that she would want someone to put that out for her. But I don't know. It just, something about that bothers me. I know that public figures have people who do those things for them, but I don't know. I just feel like in the event of losing your daughter, that it should be a little more personal than having somebody else write it for you. I don't know. It bothers me a lot. Let's see. What is next that I wanted to go over? Gosh, y'all, there's just so much. She also says that Priscilla demanded that Kruse and Fialco purchase the name, image, and likeness rights for Harper and Finley Lockwood, her two other granddaughters. Priscilla wanted to ensure that she was the face of Graceland, and she wanted to make sure she could stop them from taking the spotlight just as Lisa took the spotlight from her. Okay. There, I found that interesting too. I want to talk a little bit about, not a little bit, a lot about the fact that Priscilla knew a lawsuit was coming from Lisa before she died. And that is also listed in these exhibits. Do you remember Priscilla said that Brigitte had secured Lynn Walker Wright for her? Well, whether Brigitte secured Lynn Walker Wright or whether Priscilla asked her to secure an attorney for her before they signed those documents, it is evident right here in this inbox email that I have in front of me, and it is from Lynn Walker Wright, and the subject is Lisa Marie Presley Irrevocable Trust. And she has written this message to a Brad Russell, and it says, "Good morning, Brad. Following up on our call last week regarding Priscilla's execution of a release of the cash in value of the life insurance policy funding Miss Lisa Presley's irrevocable trust appointment of Riley Keough as successor trustee and resignation, I will forward you the revised indemnity agreement. The indemnity agreement will, however, seek Miss Lisa Presley's indemnification of Miss Priscilla Presley from further claims relating to the home sold in 2020, which you alerted me to during our call. Once you made known that a lawsuit was soon to be filed relating to monies allegedly used in 1987 while Miss Priscilla Presley and Mr. Barry Siegel were co-trustees of a trust for Miss Lisa Presley, it seemed only reasonable to resolve this issue too. Although we are discussing two separate issues, the nature of our discussion is settlement-based. Please consider these discussions to represent settlement communication only and not to be used for any other purpose. I am hopeful of sending you the revised indemnity once I have received your proposed documents for Miss Priscilla Presley's execution." So much for, oh, but I didn't know I'd been removed. I didn't know that she had put Lisa and Ben as the trustees. You remember that? I do. I remember her saying that. I didn't receive notification. January 2nd. Apparently she did know. Apparently she did. Then there is, and there's more I want to go into on that. There is another message here from Lynn Walker Wright, and it says, read below. I guess this must be to Brigitte. "I start back in office tomorrow, but wanted y'all to see that, as I thought, the house deal is separate." House deal? That's what we talked about over here. We're going to get into that. "I caution against mixing the two together because Priscilla has a separate duty as trustee of Lisa's irrevocable trust. Am recommending the indemnity with my earlier revisions be signed. The House complaint, when filed, will be hard-pressed to make it past a motion to dismiss. Your California counsel, I'm sure, would agree." Message from Brad Russell. "Lynn, I don't think we can," and I'm wondering, this Bradley Russell is an attorney in Jacksonville, Florida, and he says, "Lynn, I don't think we can agree to resolve the 1987 trust issue as part of this matter. Of course, my client is very much under the gun with this matter, but we believe your client cannot use her position as trustee of the life insurance trust to leverage a personal benefit in an unrelated matter. Let's have a call later to discuss." Okay, what are they talking about? What house are they talking about? Okay, you remember when Lisa sued, she was suing Barry Siegel for misappropriation of the trust, and there has always been speculation because Priscilla was involved in it too. Priscilla sold her mom's house after she passed away on June 14th of 2019 for $3.8 million. But then she turned around and sold her own home in 2020 for $13 million. That's what I think they're referring to here. I think Priscilla sold that house to help pay back the money that she owed Lisa Marie for the money she took from her. Remember Lisa Marie? They were saying that she misused her money. They blamed it on her drug use and this and that and every other thing that she just overspent and that she did this and she did that. But they never talk about the fact that money, where all that money went. We know Priscilla was taking a $900,000 a year salary. We know she received a lot of money in the beginning. We know she sold her name, image, and likeness for $6.5 million. Yet, according to Brigitte, she's broke at this juncture. So, what exactly does it mean for the indemnity agreement will, however, seek Miss Lisa Presley's indemnification of Miss Priscilla Presley from further claims relating to the home sold in 2020, which you alerted me during our call. Is Priscilla saying, and I'm trying to read between the lines here, is she saying that basically I will sign this document and agree to resigning from Lisa's irrevocable trust if Lisa will let go of the house thing, if she will basically let that deal go? Is that what it's saying? So Priscilla knew that this lawsuit was coming. There's no getting around it. It's right here. It's black and white. And I just, it makes me sick because I feel like that it is most definitely proving that Priscilla, number one, knew about the trust change. She knew that Lisa was suing her. She knew that she had been taken off. And what are we to make of that? It's the same pattern. And I think that's what Brigitte is trying to show here. And we'll know more when we see Priscilla's response to all of this. But basically, the indemnity means that, I looked it up because I wanted to explain. It says, an indemnity agreement is a contract where one person agrees to protect or hold harmless another from future claims, losses, or liabilities. And it means that Lisa, and whether this is what I'm guessing either Priscilla wanted or maybe Lisa said, if you will sign this, just sign it. But I don't see her doing that I will release you from it. It says it means that Lisa agrees to cover or release Priscilla from responsibility. So there was something that happened with that house. Something big happened. Why Priscilla sold it? $13 million. We've wondered where that money went. Where did all of her money go? Is that the key right there? It's a lot to think about. I'm going to stop right here today and let y'all mull over all of these things. And you can write your thoughts down below and let me know what you're thinking. I apologize if I seem like I'm a little all over the place. I just have to say that I am still in shock over the loss of Charlie Kirk. It saddens me deeply to think that someone would take another person's life. I don't care what you believe. I've told everyone my beliefs, that I am a Christian and that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And whether you agree with what I believe or you agree with what Charlie said and what his stance was on things, the fact is there should be freedom of speech. We should be able to have those freedoms and to voice our opinions. Other people can have voiced their opinions. And the fact that because he had a different opinion, obviously, than somebody else, he was shot and killed for it. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And I think that we really need to be praying for his family, that they find that the Lord just wrap them up in his arms and bring them comfort. His wife is now going to have to raise 2 babies on her own without their father, and it truly has distressed me. And so if I seemed a little out of it today, it's because I am. I really hope and pray that some of these divides that we have, that our nation heals a little bit. I may be stepping over a line here talking about this, but I think we have reached a point to where we need to realize that violence isn't good for any reason. Murdering somebody is not an option. It's not a way to settle things and to fix things. And my heart is broken over it. So anyway, I'm going to end this show, and just remember, you only get one shot at this life. So live each day to the fullest, because we never know what tomorrow is going to bring. There is no promise of tomorrow for any of us. So whatever you do it to the best of your ability. Live out your convictions. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.